Now, tonight's show is to the brave ones, the ones who aren't afraid to live out their lives authentically, regardless of what anyone says. Tonight's guest embodies that. Welcome to Unscripted with me, Grace, from right here at Radisson Blu in Arboretum.
27 years ago, I was born with HIV, and I'm here to challenge you that you don't have to feel sorry about yourself. You need to feel motivated. Don't give up. Do not feel that the world has come to an end. It hasn't, and you still have a future and a life to live to the fullest.
Hi there, welcome to Unscripted. Thank you as always for making time for us. And our beautiful guest today, Cleopatra, welcome to Unscripted.
Thank you.
You just brightened up the room.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for coming. In fact, you have dressed me today. Asante sana.
Unakaa vizuri.
Asante.
And you're welcome.
So please do tell us who you are and what you do. I guess this is part of it. Introduce yourself to those at home.
My name is Cleopatra Wanjiku, and I'm 27 years old. This is what I do, what you're wearing, Paba collection.
It's called what?
Paba.
Paba. What does that mean?
Patras African beaded accessories and Ankara.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
I'm glad to be here.
So before we go into what you've created, you're here to have a conversation that is important to have.
All right.
I believe. When you were, how old were you when you discovered that you were positive?
13 years.
13 years old.
Yeah, but I was born positive, but I was disclosed at 13 years. They couldn't, disclosure is a little bit hard, Grace, and it's very hard when it's from parents to their children. That's
true. I mean, so to clarify, it's HIV positive.
Yeah, HIV positive.
You discovered when you were 13? Yeah,
13 years.
Okay.
And the reason why it took them that long time is because they didn't have the courage to tell me what is happening. And it's still an issue up to now. It's hard for parents to come out to their kids and tell them this and this is happening, because once you're diagnosed with HIV, that means you must start treatment, that it's a long life treatment.
So that means until up to 13 you were not getting any treatment?
Yeah, no, I wasn't on any medication.
Really?
Yes.
So how was it growing up before you knew? Were you sickly, wondering what's wrong with me? How was it?
Yes, I was, but I didn't know. And all along I knew that my mom had succumbed to chest issues.
Oh, so she passed on?
Yeah, she
How old
passed
were you?
on. 8 years, 2001.
Okay.
I was 8 years, and I was in class 3, so I didn't know anything. And you see, in school, there's that, the curriculum has changed, at least we are thankful for that. But when you were growing up, we learned that about HIV, it's just that there's a lot of promiscuity that is around that. So I didn't know. Okay. But I remember in school, there's a time I had an argument with a kid. Kids can be very unkind.
I know.
And someone told me that that girl told me, hauwezi, let me say in Kiswahili, hauwezi niambia kitu na mama yako alikufa juu ya ukimwi. I was like,
and you had no idea? And you didn't know?
I didn't know.
Oh no.
I didn't know anything. So nikasema, what did she say? But I didn't concentrate on that. You see, when you're young, that is not an issue.
Yeah.
But then I remember there's a teacher who once told me that you should tell your grandma to take you to a certain hospital that was concentrating on HIV. Lakini sasa mimi sikuwa najua. Sijui anything. Yeah. So I didn't bother. I didn't even tell anyone. I've never even told anyone that happened. Okay. So that is what happened. But when I was attending I used to be a sickly child, like you said. So I was going, nilikuwa na tissues too, sijui skin, sijui kifua. Yeah. So on one occasion when I was going for my clinic, my grandma used to take me. Okay. And I think that's the time they felt it's right for them to disclose. And we were with the nurse there, and she said that I think that we need to have a test. They always call me Patra, I want us to have a test. And I thought, well, what test? What about here? And they said we want to have a HIV test. Nikawauliza, okay, what about? Imetoka wapi? Where is all this coming from?
At this point, you know what HIV is?
Yeah, of course I knew. I was 13 years, and at least we had a little knowledge from school. Yeah. But the knowledge that we had, it's not the right one. Yeah. Just it's a killer disease. Yeah. That is what we knew.
Death sentence.
Back then, yes, it's a death sentence. Yes, death sentence is the one. So wakaniambia they want us to have a test, and I told them it's fine. I mean, I was so sure there's nothing I have not. Yes, I have not. And then there's that perspective about it's always about it's sexually transmitted. That is what we were always told.
Yeah.
And then, of course, 13 years I had not engaged in anything, so I knew, of course, I had one here.
Yeah.
And they did the test, and the results were there. And for the first time, I felt that the world proved to me to be very untrustworthy at a very young age.
Why?
Because I did not. He's a sick mother who can't explain to you, and they're telling you the nurse is trying to explain to me that this is your mom was like this and this happened. It was a mother transfusion and mother to child.
Yeah.
The MTCTM. Sielewi mimi sielewi naambia kwa nini, what is happening, and I could picture at a moment I pictured myself dead and all my friends and my family crying there, but they tried explaining the whole thing, because they'll take you, once you're tested, they take you all that, but I don't remember anything that they said. Who
were you with this time when you were
I was with my grandma. Okay. We had gone the normal checkup, chest clinic checkup, and I think they felt it's the right time, because you see, now I was going to high school, I was in class 8. You're going to high school, you're going to an adolescent, a young adolescent, you might get involved in other things, so I think that was the right time.
I see.
Yeah.
So when you realized that what people have been saying, what you've been hearing is true, how did you feel?
Well, that was bad, but I don't know. It was bad because I didn't know how I'm gonna go to the next level. And you see, now I was in class 8. I'm supposed to do my exams. I'm supposed to go to high school, and I was expecting, of course, I'll get good marks and I'll go to a boarding school. They're telling me I'm being introduced to drugs that I'm gonna take for a lifetime. How will you tell? This is not something that you're gonna keep telling people at mtu. If something happens right now, Grace, and I find yourself uko na maji hapa nione ukimeza dawa nitakuuliza ni za nini. It's normal, it's the human nature to us that. But it's so hard to kids are very inquisitive. You'll keep asking and telling everyone this is what is happening. Yeah. That is the problem that I had. And then there's no one who sat me down and explained. Nobody, seriously, someone took me on that journey. Apart from that clinic,
that's it.
Because you see, they are equally afraid to tell my aunts, the sisters to my mom, my uncles. Hakuna mtu akona hiyo courage to have this discussion. And up to now, nobody has this courage to have this discussion that you're having right here.
Your grandma, she never, after that, when you went home, you never talked about it?
No.
Ilishia hapo?
Aliniambia tu umesikia venye daktari amesema, sasa ukunywe dawa. But they used to check on me. Mpaka saa hii. They say, unaendelea vizuri dawa, how are you feeling like that? They've been supportive. My family all along wamekuwa supportive, but support ni ile ya ukwaje hawajai kuachilia, but you know there is that support that people that you need to speak out, you need who is the society, who is life going on here.
So how did your life change as you know it after that?
Growing up, I still felt as a different child, because I used to skip na kosa kwenda shule naenda hospitali, but you'll feel there's a difference. You can tell there's a difference. And but you see, the bad thing is that people know. Right now, probably there's something about you we all know, but you don't know. So people, you might be getting some stares, and you don't know, personally you don't know anything that is happening within you. So when when they told me, when they disclosed, I wouldn't say that the baggage was out, but I think it just proved that untrustworthy. The world is somehow untrustworthy, but I've learned to live with that, and that is why we're here.
Did you experience any stigma after, especially after? No, you didn't.
No.
Wow.
I didn't. And growing up in high school, after disclosure, I did my exams, and then I went to high school.
Okay.
And when I went to high school, the issue was about the drugs. Sasa juu nashindwa nitakuwa, where will I keep them? You know, the inspections in schools and everything. When my dad came in for me.
Okay. Oh, so your dad was still alive?
Yeah, he's still there.
Oh, wow.
My dad is not positive. My dad is negative.
Oh, wow.
He came through for me. He has been, I usually say he's my wingman. He has been there with me, kabisa. He came to school and he explained to the administration, this is what is happening to my child. I would love you to at least take a little bit care. Okay. And that made my high school life a little bit simple, because I used to keep my drugs with the nurse.
Okay.
And anytime I had an appointment, nitaenda tu kwake na nimwambie, and then they allow me to go to the hospital. Because you see, I was newly introduced, they couldn't, and bado kuna watoto wako na tu vituko, utasema unakunywa dawa na haukunywi. So I used to go after every 3
check-up.
Yes.
Okay.
2 months, 1 month. Wanakupeanga dawa hivyo. If you start medication, you're given a certain time because there's a chance of defaulting because bado huja accept, you've not normalized this whole thing. Yeah.
And how was the process of actually even going into school? Was it difficult? Was the school accepting of you?
Yeah, it was okay.
Oh, that's
it
amazing.
was okay. It was very okay. I don't remember any time in my high school. And you know, I think the teachers knew.
Of course.
They knew,
but
you could get, of course, you know, they won't show you. Hakuna mtu anaweza kuonyesha directly, but you could feel kuna venye hata kukutreat special, sijui nini, Cleopatra nini, like that. But CJ experience any discrimination, anything I did not.
Okay. So you had counseling, professional counseling.
Yes.
Or they took you through it?
Yes, they did.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That's very helpful.
It is. It is, and it's very important because after such an incident, we get even kids are committing suicide. If an adult, it's so hard for an adult to deal with that.
Imagine
I've had cases where I've worked in a hospital and you see someone is disclosed to, and this is someone who is learned, mtu wako na information, like you feel this person has total information, this person has gone to school, they have a good job, but the moment they learn about their status, their world collapses. Yes, it falls apart, and that person can even commit suicide with a scare. So you can imagine for a kid.
I know.
Yeah. So
for you, did you have any moment where you felt this was too much?
When I went to campus, I joined in campus. And now you see in campus there's so many things, you want to try out things, you want to drink, you want to do what. So along that, I don't know, there's a time I felt frustrated. I felt, really? Why am I even doing this? I mean, I'll still die. And then I think the moment you get something and you keep, you see now I was doing HIV management. I did the same course and this is what I'm going through. So I don't know, it's supposed to give you strength, it will give you strength and it will give you hope, but at some point you're human, it will still make you vulnerable, feel vulnerable, fragile. Okay. So I think in between all that, that's when I felt, I mean, kitu ata nikisoma, the end of it won't even help me. And sasa nikaanza tu kunywa sijui nini, and I ended up using my school fees. Wow. Yes. And that was very bad. It went very bad with my dad. Up to this time, Grace, that guy, anasikinga niko dhika, anasema unafanya nini? He's
not gotten over what you did?
He doesn't. He hates thika. Like, he hates thika.
So did you finish school or that ended your...
That, I didn't finish, but I later went back. I later went back to school and I went back when I started Paba and I was actually even paying for myself.
I see.
Yes. But now in campus, that is when I defaulted. I decided I'm not even... I dropped from campus and I said I'm not even taking the drugs. And I
stopped taking the drugs?
Yes, a full year.
You know what?
Almost 2 years.
Let's take a short break. We'll be right back and hear why she did that and what happened. Stay right there. Welcome back. Thank you for staying with us. Before the break, you surprised us and told us in campus, and I guess it happens when it becomes too much. It became too much of a toll. Yeah. You decided you don't want school, then you wouldn't take your medication as well.
Yes.
For 2 years?
Around 2 years, yes.
Really? You said enough was enough.
Yeah. I was feeling frustrated. I was feeling tired, like I've been taking all this. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. Because I remember that was 2013. And you remember when I started medication, I was 13 years. Yes. So I decided, nilisema, acha, let me just leave it and then we close this. Let's close this chapter. That is what I said. And I remember...
What led to that decision and why did you stop? Did you want...
I was tired. I felt tired. Nilikuwa nimechoka, nilikuwa feel too frustrated. And then nilikuwa na that thing in mind, sitakufa tu. I mean, hakuna kitu ingine. Kwa nini na shinda nikistruggle na all this. That is what I felt at that time. But that everyone gets to that point. In short, ni kama I had given up. Nilikuwa nisha give up. And I remember talking to my dad na nikamwambia, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this anymore. And
I'm glad you told them though.
I did tell them, but I didn't tell them I'm not taking medication. Niliwaambia just to reassure them. And that is when the brother to my dad called me to Nairobi. that Christmas, baby, we are not even going to Shags, just come. Because my dad alimwambia this is happening and I think Pat is not okay. Right. Akasema anite, and he called me now to Nairobi, to Car West. And when I came, I didn't tell him sikuambia about medication or anything. And they assumed I'm still fine. They couldn't expect that naweza acha. Because even when I went to campus, when I was still in Thika, I volunteered at level 5. Because I had to change my clinic. You see, now I was going to Nyeri, nimekuja Thika, hakuna venye naweza, and you know, in campus it's a distance. So I asked for a transfer, and I used to go to Thika level 5. Okay. That is when I said, let me just volunteer here and see how things are. Okay. And learn. But I still had that in mind. Nilikuwa nataka nisome, nijue venye naweza saidia mtu mwingine. Hiyo haikuwa imetoka. Wow. So this giving up came so bad that even the health workers were very disappointed. Because at some point nilianza tu kukuwa sick. And I remember my campus friend came to see me at home. Sasa nikiwa huko kwa uncle. Yeah. Na akaniambia aunti yangu, I don't think this girl is okay. Akaniambia, no, you're not okay and we must go to the hospital. And that is when I went to the hospital. When I went back, the health workers were very disappointed because, you see, the person was giving hope. Because when I went there, I started a program for the adolescents. And I used to talk to those adolescents, you take them through adherence. At least you're used as an example. She has been like this. Amekuwa kama nyinyi, amesoma, anaendelea hivi ni yeye sasa ako hapa.
So you were their pillar of hope and then you gave up.
No, you've given up and it's quite disappointed. They felt very bad. It was very bad. But they took me back on care. And when they took me back on care, nikaanza tu your counseling and everything. Because you'll start from step 1. Utaanzia kama a newly tested person. Wow. And you have to go through that process. Because they don't want a repeat of this. Nikaanza kufanya art. This art. I joined at Kawest, I joined the youth group. Youth in church, the youth group. And I remember one day, there's a girl who was selling me a clutch bag. And I told her, I'm not on session in school and I would like, if you don't mind, you can teach me how to do this. And she taught me how to stitch. And we used to stitch na mikono hivi, tuna stitch huku tumestitch. We used to do that. And I usually tell people when they ask me, is this your talent? This is not something that I ever knew that I ever do. Yeah, sort of passion. But just trained. No, it's not. Wow. It's just a skill. And the timing, I usually say God works in miraculous because at that time, that was my lowest point in life. But that is when I got that idea. And I started with the beadwork. Nilianza na the beadwork, nikafanya beadwork. I started training myself how to sew. And yeah, that's when we got this company that is Paba Collection.
Well done.
Thank you.
Tell me about, you mentioned your father and him being a great support system, being with you through it all. Yeah. And he's negative.
Yes.
Yeah, tell me about that.
He's negative because there is something called discordant couples. Yeah. And this is happening because we've talked about the undetectable status. Yeah. I can get married to someone who is negative and I never infect him because there's that issue about the discordant couples. So that is what happened to my parents. Got it. Yes, because even I'm the only person who is positive in our family. And I have siblings. Yes, I have. I have a blood sister and I have 4-step kids. Okay. Because my dad got married in 2006. He remarried. Yes, he remarried. And I usually say, people say that stepmoms are bad. Well, not all, because mine is not bad. Yeah. Because she came in 2006 and I was tested on 2007. And once she came, hata aliambiwa. Okay. But sasa mimi hata sikuwa najua. But there is no day Chris Ashai, she has ever treated me any negative. She loves me more than even her kids. Oh. She's the one who calls me, I go with my friends at home, I call like, yes, that is what happened. She has been equally my support system together with my dad. They've supported me, my relatives, my siblings.
You're a beautiful young lady, you know. Have you dated and how has that experience been when you tell them your status?
Yeah, dating is quite hard. Relationships, most importantly when someone is positive, it's very hard. The moment you tell someone that you're positive, the first thing that clicks in their mind is that you're going to infect them and they're going to die. That is what comes. Automatically the human mind nature like and the mind, it's the evil. So that is what someone thinks. So I've also had instances where you tell someone and someone just says, I cannot do this, I'm not comfortable with this. And you have to respect their decision. I mean, it's a personal decision you have, but you will get other people that you'll take them through that. You'll take them through the HIV addiction. They'll do their own research and they'll be very comfortable.
Oh, that's good.
But before you get to that point, you need to be very careful.
That's
you need to take them, because this is not something that is coming and going. This is a lifetime decision. That is something that you're gonna live with. Si ati kesho utaamka nitaamka kesho nipate nimepona. So you must be very careful. And usually I tell people, if you know about your status, just if you can
be open about it.
Be open about it. But it's hard. But don't then be open and telling everyone.
No, I mean, just those who matter to you.
Those people, and the moment you realize, then don't tell someone, or rather don't go public about your status. And then if you're not ready to get the results, because people are mean. Outside here, people are very mean.
What's the meanest thing you've heard?
People are very mean, to the point that if you can tell someone right now and they'll stigmatize you, there's a lot of stigma outside there. A lot of stigma. And that is what I'm trying and we are trying to fight. Because stigma, HIV doesn't kill, stigma does.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yes, that's HIV doesn't kill. The moment you're stigmatized, that's when your self-esteem is low. You won't take your medication, you'll give up. You'll literally give up. And what happens when you give up? The body itself inajua, and the moment umeanza depressed, you're stressed up, the immunity will still go down. And then those opportunistic diseases will still, you welcome them. And once you get them, ukianza kuiva umepata TB, umepata pneumonia, umepata nini, you'll crash. That is all.
Do you have friends?
Yes, I do.
Oh, great. And they're aware of this?
Yes, they are.
They're supportive?
I went public.
Okay.
I went public last year on 30th November.
So just recently?
Yes.
What led to that decision?
I wanted to inspire someone. I wanted to motivate someone, and I wanted to encourage someone that they can be anything that they want to be.
Regardless.
Because most people knew me with Paba.
Okay.
Watu wengi walikuwa wananijua. My name was out there in the public.
I see.
But I even stopped working in those NGOs because I wasn't comfortable. Because you see, if they happen, you happen to go somewhere, they'll take photos and they're posted everywhere. And I used to tell them, mimi sitaki picha, and then sitaki kupigwa picha, because people will say, oh, si yule msichana wa Paba, sijui nini, all that. And about that stigma.
Okay.
Because even when I decided to go public, my doctors walikuwa wanasema hapo, umeamua? Naambia, niko sawa. I told my parents, they said no.
Oh, they said no?
Yes. I told my dad, he was not in the country then. Nikamwambia, Dad, I'm planning. He used to work in Dubai, but right now he is.
Okay.
Nikamwambia, mimi nimepanga hivi and this. And he told me, if this is going to help you to live positively, that's fine.
But at first, he was scared for you?
No, that is what he said first.
Oh.
Then I showed my aunt, who is the sister to my mom, the one they have been taking me through. I told her, and she was like, no. Apana, let me pray about this. You're not doing this, but she used to love my mom. She was my mom's best friend and my aunt. Akasema apana. Akasema no, I'm not advocating for this. I told the husband, my uncle, and he said it's fine. You got my support. Actually, my uncle, the husband, is the one who helped me. Who told me, why don't you do this course? It's cool.
And how has your life changed since you came out in public? It's
been okay. I've not faced that. I think I've accepted this. So if anyone says anything bad or anything that is supposed to make me feel bad, siezi. I told people, and I always tell people, you cannot use what I've accepted about myself against me. Not today, not tomorrow. You cannot use that. So it has been well. They didn't accept at first, but I did talk to them. I told them this is my decision. I'm a young person. People out there, young people, are suffering out there. We need to talk to them. We need to sensitize this whole thing. We need to stop stigma for the sake of other kids who are growing up. Right now, we are not saying for other kids who are being born, because we don't expect any kid to be born positive right now. I don't expect to bring a child to this world who is positive. We cannot repeat that.
I like that.
We cannot repeat that. So we usually tell mothers, you know, they're still being born. It's very sad. It breaks my heart when I go to hospitals and unapata.
It's still happening.
It's still happening. I mean, but now it's okay. The system is, if you're pregnant, every time you go for your clinic, you must be tested.
Great.
Because
let's pause there.
Yeah.
Then take a break. When we come back, we can talk about, I guess, what you've done for young people out there, and you can speak to someone at home who needs to hear this message. They could be in your position and they're at the brink of giving up, but maybe you have something you can tell them. So stay right there. We'll be right back. Come back. Before the break, you told us you decided to make the decision last year to make your status public.
Yeah.
How was the feedback? You told us about your family and how they received it. They were apprehensive at first, but they said, go for it if it will help you.
Yeah.
But how did the public receive it?
The public was okay and very welcoming and very appreciative.
Really?
Yes.
That's good.
Because most people, up to now, most people don't believe this. And people tell me,
okay. Is that what they say?
Okay. Then I'm like,
right?
Because they expect that you should be, there's that concept about HIV that is outside there. Yeah. But again, it was a wake up point for everyone that there's nothing that you can't overcome. People out there are having issues and people go through so many things that they don't talk about.
Okay.
So it was something that I did that to motivate people, and that is exactly what happened.
There was no stigma at all.
There was no stigma. But well, of course there are a few things here and there.
Like what?
But they've never gotten to me. Because you'll see some comments, not on my timeline, because there's another feature that was there, and I saw so many people making funny comments, and I felt there's still a gap. This information is not out there. People are still ignorant, and use that, and people assume so many things.
So you've never gotten any negative comments?
No, not on my face. I've never gotten that. But a lot of encouragement, a lot of appreciation from people, because this is something that, because everyone asks, why did you the same thing, you're like, kwa nini ukaamua kufanya hivyo? I mean, this is something that should have remained personal. I tell them, let's help the generation. Someone helped me, I can help someone. Let's help, and let's end stigma. Let's sensitize people. Let's stop new infections that are happening every other day. Let's do that. So that is what I did, and that is what happened. No backtrash up to this point, probably later in life, but I was prepared. I was ready. You
had to
and
be.
I knew it might, things, I was expecting that. Because that was the fear. That is the fear even my friends had, my relatives had, that people will, itakuja inirudie, and I'll feel I regret this, but I don't.
It's not happened, you don't?
No, it's not.
Well done. And I like that you said you want to help others. So tell me about the tag on your shirt, the voice of the black child.
The voice of a black child.
A black child. Tell me
This is something that I've started, because after you've asked about what happened after, I've gotten so many people coming to my inbox, someone coming to tell me this is happening, I don't know how to do this.
Okay.
And I realized that there's something that we should do. There's a gap that is there.
Yeah.
Between most people, persons living with HIV, and still the outside world.
Right.
So this thing is about giving someone a voice. I got a voice. It has taken me 27 years to get a voice. And now that I've learned how to heal my wounds, I want to help someone else heal theirs, and let's grow together.
So how does the organization work for those watching at home?
Those watching at home, it's about encouraging someone. You can come there and say what you're going through. It's all about, but I want to concentrate on HIV.
Of course.
It's a persons living with HIV concept, but it doesn't have to be about disease. I don't want to dwell on disease so much, but anything that your heart bleeds for, you can have there. It's a safe space. It's a safe space, a digital safe space for everyone. But right now we are concentrating on HIV sensitization. Let people get tested. Let's stop new infection. Let's stop stigma. And I'm still trying to incorporate an food outreach program that is supposed to go. We have homes that take care of HIV kids.
Yeah, that's true.
We have those kids that are in slums. Na utapata mtoto atakuja kwambia how will I nitakunywa dawa aje na sijakula. And Grace, you cannot help everyone. I know people come to you every other day in your inbox, and how many people can you help? You cannot help everyone. But if we come together, we can support this cause, and we can we can help a few people. It doesn't have to be money. It doesn't. Most people out there even don't need. They need to watch this show and feel motivated.
Oh, bless.
They need to watch this and feel encouraged. It doesn't have. People assume help is about if money is not involved, that is not help. It's not about that. It's about encouraging someone. It's about giving them hope. It's about telling them that you should not give up. It's not yet. It is possible. You can make it.
You can.
Yes.
And you said about watching this show. There could be someone at home now who's watching you.
Yeah.
And maybe they just got the news that they're positive.
Yeah.
And maybe they're as young as you were or whatever age they are, but they've just received the news. What would you tell that person today?
Do not give up. Do not give up.
Okay.
It's hard. It's very hard to take such news. And it's normal. Don't feel sorry for yourself. It has happened. But the best you can do is accept and move on. Life doesn't start and doesn't end there. Okay. It must move on. It's going to be hard. It's hard changing your whole system and adapting to a new life.
I can imagine, of
Taking
course.
medication. People kumeza tu dawa. I mean, it's not hard. And
I was going to ask you, how are you motivated to every single day, if it's 10 a.m., you must take that medication? What motivates you to do that every single day?
I get people saying, sisi kitu kubwa, and I usually tell them, I'll give you an example. Okay. And I'll tell you to get your time, set some time. Yeah. We say 9 p.m. in the evening. That's when probably you're from work, you're tired, and you just want to rest. And just take something. Eka hata kama ni maize. You think, hawezi kufa juu ya kumeza mahindi. Every day, just 1 week. 7 days only. And tell me how consistent, how fast, that in keeping time and everything, that you won't forget and you won't think. So it's not easy. Long life treatment is not easy.
It's not.
But you must do this. Mimi hata, I think my system.
Ishazoea
10 p.m. Hata nasikianga tu. Nitasikia nitajipata 10 p.m. nimeenda kwa dispenser naeka maji. 10, exactly at 10.
Doesn't matter where you are, how tired you are.
Yes, it have to be that. But when it happens, tutakujipata tumekuja hapa, tumekuja show, it's late, it will happen. But then we are told you must try and keep time. Try and keep time because this is what is happening. You must take care of yourself. There's no one who will be responsible for your life.
That's so true.
Yes.
Only you.
Must do that.
What has been, it could be 1 or 2 biggest lessons through this? It's been 14 years now.
Yeah.
Living positively and aware that you have HIV. Yeah. What has been your biggest lesson?
It's all about you. Start within yourself. It doesn't have to be about disease or anything. It's all about you. Nobody cares. It's about you. Nobody cares about anything. It's about you. Not even your parents. They won't be with you everywhere that you go. It's about you. And what I usually tell young people, take responsibility of your life.
It's true.
And there's this concept, Chris, about people saying, Mimi, I'm like this, I've come from this, I should not do this, people should come and help me. Like, personally, I always say, and people feel bad when I say this, but I honestly don't have a soft spot for a sad story.
Oh, wow.
I don't.
There's no pity parties here.
No.
Good girl.
And even when I went public, I took a full 4 months. Actually, nime reply hizo comments za watu because it went viral. Nime reply 4 months later because I didn't want your pity party. I'm not there for sympathy.
Okay.
Because kuna watu walisema, someone was asking me, did you do this for sympathy? Did you do this for clout? Did you do this for... And I told them if I needed sympathy, I could have done that when I didn't even know anything to do with my life. And people could have come and helped me. Yeah. Right now I can do anything. I'm doing my own things. I can. So I don't have a sad story. I have a sad story too, but I didn't fall down. I woke up and I showed up. Well, so don't expect me to come and show you all that. Well, I'll be there with you. I'll encourage you, but don't expect that. The way we say serikali sijui nini, if you're young people, we don't have employment. What do you want us to do? Everyone is there. You must wake up and you must do everything that you can. Yes.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
So as we wrap, what take-home would you like people to take from today's conversation? What made you say, I need to share this conversation on Unscripted?
One thing, because I want people to stop stigma. For instance, I'll give an example. People make very on social media. Probably they'll have some comments, and I'll tell you, it's not so many people who have the courage to deal with things that happen.
Of course,
it's not so many people that ataskia comment hapa. Even as you talk, we can be tukosisi what hapa.
Yeah,
and if someone walks in, there's no one who will come and point us and msichana wako positive, but someone will come and make a very negative comment here. And if I'm not a strong person, that person will feel bad. Those are the people that are making people to continue infecting other people out there. Maybe personally, huwezi niambia mtu amesema kitu and they take it to heart. But there are people who don't have that heart. They'll take everything that I said to their heart. So what I can say, let's create a space for everyone. Let's stop stigma. Let's stop new infections. Let's have a voice. Let's make your voice part of this journey. Give someone a voice and let someone live and make this world a better place.
A better place for everybody.
Yes, for all of us.
For all of us.
Yes.
Let's be more empathetic. I think that's a reminder that we do on this show.
Yes.
I think, or I hope every week, let's be more empathetic. You never know what someone is going through, so let's just be more sensitive.
Yes.
We celebrate you. Thank you for being yourself, being authentic, being brave.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. And thank you for dressing me. Thank you for your good work. I can't believe this was not a passion and
imagine
just a learned skill.
Everyone asks me.
Everyone can learn something.
You can. So stop staying at home saying that you need someone to help you.
Yeah. There you go.
Just do something. Try something.
Thank you.
There's so many things. We have so many things. This world is too big and it has every part for us.
Right?
Yes, to shine.
If you needed some motivation today, here you go. Cleopatra is what you needed today. Thank you so much for watching. They can find you online?
Yes, they can.
Okay.
They can find me on this, Cleopatra Wanjiku.
Okay.
On this, and then there's Paba Collection. July is my birthday month, so I'm
me too.
Planning. Nice. Oh, nice. I look for you. You must be in that project. So I'm planning on something that is supposed to, that involves sensitization and stopping stigma. And this is my first community outreach activity that I'm gonna do. So we've recognized a home that hosts kids with HIV, and you're supposed to go there and talk to them, because you see, equally when they're in those families, they still go through issues. And we're just going there to talk to them and appreciate them and tell them that it's possible, that they can still, and give as an example, because those kids, kila mtu anaendaga hapo na anaona, but what they need is support. Psychosocial support is what they need.
Okay.
So we'll be doing that.
Thank you for sharing and good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will reach out and help where you can. We appreciate your viewership and your engagement always. Special thanks to Radisson for hosting us. Until next week, goodbye and God bless. And be kind. Yeah? Bye.